All right, so doing cylinder heads today, getting the new valve springs in. When you buy a Hughes camshaft, I guess you can buy it separate, but I bought the kit. You get cam button and bolt, new springs, new retainers, and new tops. And I figured it would probably be a little easier than taking pictures and just go through and show everybody what it looks like. The new springs are buffered, so they have the little buffer spring on the inside. They're uniform cylinder. The original springs are taper cylinder. They get narrower at the top, which is why you need new spring tops, because the old ones aren't the right diameter. And even the valve keepers are a little different, a little bit stronger looking. We've got assistance today. Let's see what we can find here. I've got everybody off. Let's see, can I set the camera down in a way that I don't have to hold it the whole time? Probably, let's pause. Okay, I think that'll do. So here's an original spring. Let's see here. I don't know if you can tell, but it is lightly tapered. There is no center spring to it. Yes, we have a pointer today. Here's a new one. Oop, oop. There we go. Got a center spring. Some more uniform design. Get them next to each other. I don't know. Probably doesn't matter to anybody. Nobody cares. Take the screwdriver down. New keeper, or new top versus OEM top. And let's see. Yep. One more pause, and we'll see by looking at the keepers. And so, while these aren't original keepers, these did come off of the new, all of this stuff came off of the new cylinder heads. The EQ heads are new castings. But they're copies of the OEM Mopar stuff. These are the keepers that came off of those heads. Nothing really wrong with them. They're probably reusable, serviceable. I'm just using these because, you know, I paid for them. They came in a kit. You can see there are differences. Maybe it's the placebo effect or the cost of the cam kit, but I'm saying that the silver ones are a little bit more robust looking. They do appear, I guess if I really wanted to be scientific, I could break out my micrometer and measure them out. They visually appear to be different. That could be a lot of things. Like I said, the placebo effect kicks in, or you get, because they're different colors. Sometimes it can be misleading. The polished ones can look a little different than the dark ones because they're not, they reflect the light a little different. But I figured I'd go through and give everybody a view of what they look like comparative before I put them on the cylinder head. I already got one cylinder head done. I broke out my good old-fashioned, let's see, can I get this thing in focus? Look at this Waterloo valve spring compressor from Waterloo, Iowa. Got a hand crank on it. Sure, it's not as fun as the quick release, like more modern ones. I do have one of those. I have an old KD industrial tool one. That's quick release, but it's the large size, so it doesn't really fit the head. Even in its fully compressed smallest, you can pretty much just drop it over the head. All right, we'll leave it at that for now. All right, well, this is probably going to be boring as crap. I figured I would show just what I'm doing before I get the last of them together. So this, I think this tool qualifies for antiques and collectibles at this point, but it still works well. Never really been a problem for me. I don't know. Just a different style, I guess. It's honestly one of the only ones I've ever seen that's got a turn crank on it. Forgetting to not get that one in tight enough. There we go. Never seen another one that's got a hand crank on it. Sometimes it's a little frustrating. I think there is a bit more of a learning curve on this one than the vice grip quick clamp style ones. But I do like it. It's fun. I think I picked it up, I don't know, probably picked it up on eBay years ago, back when you could actually get, cool stuff and good deals on eBay. I guess you still can if you look around, but so much of it is just direct import from China or wherever. I'm not knocking them. Everything's made over there these days. Some people knock them real bad. It boils down to quality control. I always love it when you find some random Chinesium part that you just think is nifty, and you use it to do whatever you're going to do. Let's say you use it to, I don't know, whatever. I built a custom gauge pod one time. Dang it, I should not have done that. And I got the base of the pod for the vehicle I was using on, and nobody really made them. There's a couple of guys that independently made some home-built fiberglass A-pillar pods, but I don't really care for A-pillar pods on that car. Some cars I like them. A lot of cars I don't. That particular car I just did not like. So I went more, my wife recently had or at the time I guess, had a 350Z, and I really liked, they have three gauges across the top center of the dashboard, just above the radio. And in the car I was working on my Volvo, I could actually make something like that work. So I drawn up the plans to make one out of fiberglass, just because I hadn't really seen anything. So I got one on eBay. Anyway, I'm rambling now because I'm working and rambling. That's what you do when you work, is you ramble. Like I say, got one on eBay, found this pod, held 3 gauges, flat across the bottom, was like $5. I mean, it was cheap. Piece of quarter pipe brass. Nothing to damage anything. Anyway, I get this thing. It's like $5. But it was perfect. Dimensionally, it was the perfect size for what I needed it to be. The whole 9 yards. Got it all together. Posting pictures up. Talking to people about it. Oh my God, you used that cheap Chinesium crap. And half of them are brought to you from my iPhone. Brought to you from my iPhone. Brought to you from my iPhone. Or whatever that tagline is on the bottom of forums where they tell you, sent from whatever the hell, ooby dooby. And, it's like, you guys are knocking it so much. And I get it. I think we need to bring some manufacturing back to the U.S. I get tired of hearing all this stuff where it's like, oh, we've got labor shortages, and we've got product shortages, and we've got this, that, and the other. Well, maybe stop outsourcing all your products to other countries. And I get it. There's going to be millions of people. But my profits. folks.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news. Certain jobs pay better than other jobs. Okay? The Department of Labor, the good old federal government, even has definitions for what kind of jobs are considered skilled, unskilled, that sort of thing. Not knocking it. We need people to do everything. But it's just kind of the way it is. Okay? Don't rag on me for using a Chinesium piece when you're sending it to me from your Chinesium. I'm just not really. I am just not doing this properly. I should have shut up and actually paid attention to what I'm doing here. This particular keeper is just kicking my butt. And sometimes they do. Let's see if it explodes. No, I'm not gonna. It's not a musical instrument. We're not gonna go there. All right, but that's how you get the valve springs on. That's how this guy works. So, on to the next thing.